Burundi and Italy launch vocational training partnership for youth. Away from Africa, STARMER says Russia not winning as Ukraine war enters fifth year. Mexico hunts 23 inmates after prison break amid cartel violence. In business, Namibia offshore well test confirmed gas and condensate flows. In health, federal government, MEDIPOOL signs agreement to strengthen medicine procurement. And in sports, COURTOIS slams MOURINHO over VINICIUS celebration in UCL clash. Now the news in details. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has removed Kayode EGBETOKUN as Inspector General of Police. Presidential aides confirmed today that he was asked to step aside during a meeting at the Presidential Villa Abuja yesterday. A former statesman is expected shortly. Police authorities have yet to issue an official response. Efforts to reach Force spokesperson Moyo Adejobi and presidential spokesperson Bayo Ononuga were unsuccessful at the time of this broadcast. Sources within the police hierarchy say a successor may already have been identified. EGBETOKUN was appointed on June 19, 2023. His tenure drew controversy in 2024 after he reached the mandatory retirement age of 60 on September 4, before his stay in office was extended following an amendment to the Police Act. And now to other news, the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo has appointed new executives at 3 state-owned mining firms as part of a strategic repositioning of the sector. Presidential decrees were read on state television yesterday, confirming changes at Sakima Sokimo and Gesa mines. Guy Robert Lukama takes over at Sakima. Yannick Nzode Mulundu has been named head of Sokimo, and Barak Kambemba becomes Director General of Gase Mines. The reshuffle follows restructuring efforts and comes as Sokimo resumes operation and Sakima continues its recovery plan launched in 2024. Authorities say the changes align with broader reforms and preparations to implement the Democratic Republic of Congo's United States Strategic Mineral Partnership signed on December 4th, 2025. Gase Mines is expected to play a central role in advancing cooperation on critical minerals under the agreement. And out in Namibia, an offshore exploration well in the country has delivered 33 million cubic feet of gas per day and about 5,300 barrels per day at condensate, according to results published yesterday by Reno Resources Namibia Limited. The output comes from the Volans 1X well in the Orange Basin under license PEL 85. The well was drilled to about 4,500 meters below sea level in August 2025 and tested from January 5th to January 13, 2026. The company says the test confirmed hydrocarbons and the potential for sustained production. No development decision has been announced. Volant 1X in Rinho's third consecutive discovery on PEL 85 following earlier finds at Segaterios 1X and Capricormos 1X. The discovery comes as offshore exploration accelerates in Namibia's Orange Basin, drawing increased international investment interest. In Burundi, the government has signed a vocational training partnership with an Italian university to help young people access jobs abroad. The agreement announced today was concluded between Burundi's embassy in Rome and OG University. Under the program, young Burundians will receive free online Italian language courses before traveling to Italy for certified training. Courses will cover technical and service sectors including vehicle maintenance, agriculture, hospitality, construction, and elderly care, with placement in partner companies combining theory and apprenticeship. The initiative aims to tackle underemployment and growing pressure on the youth job market. According to World Bank, around 150,000 young people enter Burundi's labor market each year, with many facing informal or precarious employment. Authorities say the scheme is part of broader efforts to improve youth employability, and economic integration. We'll go on a quick break now. When we return, the news continues. Welcome back. If you just joined in, this is Idea Television News Updates. Now to the rest of the news. Away from Africa, European leaders gathered in Kyiv today to mark 4 years since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine as the conflict entered its 5th year. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said Moscow had not achieved its goals and pledged to pursue peace and justice. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said Russia was not winning and accused President Volodymyr Zelensky President Vladimir Putin of standing in the way of a peace deal. Zelensky said at least 55,000 Ukrainian soldiers have been killed since February 24, 2022, though independent estimates suggest the toll could be higher. BBC analysts indicate Russian military deaths could range between 243,000 and 352,000. Russia continues to hold territory in eastern and southern Ukraine, with fighting concentrated in the Donbas region. The UK announced its largest package of sanctions against Russia since 2022, targeting oil revenues, banks and companies linked to drone supplies. The Kremlin said the goal of what it calls its special military operations have not yet been fully achieved, as diplomatic efforts to secure a ceasefire remain deadlocked. Now to Mexico, the authorities in the country are searching for 23 inmates who escaped from a prison in Puerto Vallarta during a wave of violence linked to Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Armed men reportedly rammed the prison gate with a vehicle, allowing the inmates to flee as coordinated attacks rocked the coastal resort city and at least 19 other states. The unrest followed the killing of cartel leader Nemesio Oseguera Ventis, widely known as El Mencho, during a security operation in Silco State. More than 70 people, including 25 National Guard members, were killed in the violence that erupted after his death. Roads were blockaded, vehicles touched, and flights temporarily halted as authority urged residents and tourists to remain indoors. Security officials say operations are ongoing to capture the fugitives and restore order. The Mexican government, however, has confirmed that most roadblocks have been cleared, though reports indicate sporadic violence persists in some areas. El Mencho had been one of Mexico's most wanted drug lords, with a multi-million-dollar reward previously offered for information leading to his capture. Well, now to health. Nigeria's Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare has signed a service-level agreement with MEDIPOOL Nigeria Limited to improve coordination and governance in the procurement and distribution of essential medicines. The agreement is aimed at boosting efficiency, transparency, and alignment within the country's medicine supply chain. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Coordinator Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Muhammad Ali Pate, said strengthening coordination and transparency remains a priority for the ministry. Chairman of MEDIPOOL, Dr. Oluwaseun Abiola, described the deal as a step towards structured demand aggregation, improved purchasing process, and stronger supply reliability, while working within existing institutional frameworks. MEDIPOOL, a federally approved group purchasing platform, is expected to support ongoing health reforms, including initiatives linked to the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund. The public-private partnership will implement its activities in phases with the goal of improving access, affordability, and governance in the delivery of essential medicine nationwide. And now to sports. Real Madrid goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois has criticized Benfica coach Jose Mourinho over comments made following Vinicius Junior's goal celebration in the UEFA Champions League playoff clash. Courtois said Mourinho used the celebration as an excuse, insisting that racism cannot be justified under any circumstances. Controversy followed Real Madrid 1-0 victory over Benfica, during which Vinicius alleged he was racially abused. Courtois said that he fully believes his teammates, stressing that Vinicius has been falsely accused on opponents of racism and would not do so lightly. He added that the Brazilian was prepared to walk off the pitch and the entire team would have followed his lead. The incident has sparked widespread reactions across the football community, with players and managers voicing support for Vinicius. The case adds to ongoing concern about racism in European football as governing bodies face renewed pressure to enforce stricter measures against disciplinary behavior. That's all we have for you on Idea TV News Update, but before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. Tinubu removes EGBETOKUN as Inspector General of Police. Democratic Republic of Congo overhauls leadership at 3 state mining companies. Namibia offshore well tests confirm gas and condensate flows. Burundi and Italy launch vocational training partnership for youth. Away from Africa, STARMER says Russia not winning as Ukraine war enters 5th year. Also away from Africa, Mexico hunts 23 inmates after prison break amid cartel violence. And in health, federal government MEDIPOOL sign agreements to strengthen medicine procurement. Lastly, in sports, Courtois slams Mourinho over Vinicius celebration in UCL clash. Do not forget to follow us across our social media platforms, Idea Television. I'm Adewale Olashopo. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.